Mr. Scott. Mrs. Shaheen. Mr. Shelby. Ms. Smith. Ms. Stabenow. Mr. Sullivan. Mr. Tester. Mr. Thune. Mr. Tillis. Mr. Toomey. Mr. Udall. Mr. Van Hollen. Mr. Warner. Ms. Warren. Mr. Whitehouse. Mr. Wicker. Mr. Wyden. Mr. Young.
That's it. Kavanaugh has been voted in as the new Supreme Court Justice. This is happening live. I just realized that the vote was happening.
From Montana, Senator Daines, who is walking his daughter down the aisle this afternoon. If he were present and voting, he would have voted aye. I have voted no. The pair will not change the outcome of the vote. I therefore withdraw my vote.
The senator has that right.
Senators voting in the affirmative: Alexander, Barrasso, Blunt, Bozeman, Burr, Capito, Cassidy, Collins, Corker, Cornyn, Cotton, Crapo, Cruz, Enzi, Ernst, Fisher, Flake, Gardner, Graham, Grassley, Hatch, Heller, Hovind, Hyde-Smith, Inhofe, Isaacson, Johnson, Kennedy, Kyle, Langford, Lee, Manchin, McConnell, Moran, Paul, Perdue, Portman, Risch, Roberts, Rounds, Rubio, Sass, Scott, Shelby, Sullivan, Thune, Tillis, Toomey, Wicker, Young.
James Lee, this is the vote confirmation for Brett Kavanaugh as the new Supreme Court Justice.
Bennett, Blumenthal, Booker, Brown, Cantwell, Cardin, Casey, Coons, Cortez Masto, Donnelly, Duckworth, Durbin, Feinstein, Gillibrand, Harris, Hassan, Heinrich, Heitkamp, Hirono, Jones, Kane, King, Klobuchar, Leahy, Markey, McCaskill, Menendez, Merkley, Murray, Nelson, Peters, Reed, Sanders, Schatz, Schumer.
Backstar, yes, it is a simple majority for him to be accepted as a Supreme Court Justice.
Tester, Udall, Van Hollen, Warner, Warren, Whitehouse, Wyden. Mr. Murphy? Mr. Murphy, no.
Filibuster, no. Well, I think they've already tried that. There's been a lot of like just stuff that's been going on and everything, so that's kind of what's been happening over the past couple of weeks. But no, we're finally getting into the Supreme Court nomination. So, as of now, Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh has been accepted into the Supreme Court. This is a huge, huge accomplishment for President Donald Trump. Donald Trump, in the last 2 years since he has been president, he has nominated and gotten accepted 2 Supreme Court justices before even his term was up. This is a huge thing, a huge accomplishment for President Trump. This is going to affect the next generation. No matter whether you support him or don't support him, this is a huge accomplishment for Trump. You can make an argument that it's a win for sexual assaulters and stuff like that, which that's a completely different argument. But yeah, this is huge. I should have been live streaming earlier. By the time I saw the time, I was just like, oh shit, the vote's happening now. Joe Manchin of West Virginia did vote aye in favor of Brett Kavanaugh. I'm actually going to go ahead and get my friend Backstar into the call right now, which I am calling him now, so we should actually be able to see him. Right now, the vote count is now 50 to 48, and welcome to the live stream, Backstar. I haven't talked to you in a while.
I am just pissed off right now. We got these Democrats, Joe Manchin, Heidi Heitkamp. I hope they lose.
Heidi Heitkamp voted against him.
She voted against him. Okay, who I heard it was
Joe Manchin from West Virginia voted for him.
Yeah, I know he voted. I hope his ass lose. Now, what about what's her name from Missouri? Claire
McCaskill voted against.
Okay, so what about Tester?
Tester voted. He would have voted for.
Why?
I can't tell you why. This is just how they're talking.
The Senate. Wait, is it 50 or 51? It's simple majority, right? So wait, there's somebody.
Unless
Wait. There's somebody just voted no. Somebody just voted no. I'm watching it on TV. I don't know if it's.
I have it pulled up on C-SPAN right now.
I don't know if it's on the website. You're on the website, right?
Yeah, I'm on the C-SPAN website. I'm watching the Senate hearing right now, or the vote. It is a majority because there's a 48 and 50, so that is a majority.
Now that fellow from West Virginia, he just pissed
me
off.
Hang on.
Mr. Carper, no.
I think they're just going over the roll call and who voted what.
Wait.
I see Senator Cornyn. Trying to find Joe Manchin.
It's approved. It's confirmed.
Yep. Hang on.
How the hell?
Hang on.
It's approved.
Hang on. The vice president is speaking.
Approval or disapproval are not permitted in the Senate gallery. Are there any senators in the chamber who wish to vote or change a vote? If not, on this vote, the ayes are 50, the nays are 48. The nomination of Brett M. Kavanaugh of Maryland to be an Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of the United States is confirmed.
There we go. Brett M. Kavanaugh is now the new Associate Justice of the Supreme Court.
Joe Manchin's a dumbass. Excuse me, language.
Hang on.
Sergeant at Arms will restore order in the gallery. The clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Alexander.
Okay, they're just going over roll call now. That's the vote.
They're doing the procedure crap now. Why couldn't the Democrats, filibuster this crap?
They did. That whole scenario that they were doing was a whole entire filibuster.
No, I mean somebody actually sitting up on the floor, like Ted Cruz did, and the green eggs and ham and the rest of that.
I don't know.
Can you filibuster?
No, I think there's only certain things you can filibuster. I'm not exactly sure. Let me go
Now, why
ahead.
were you? Do you know? You hear about what's her name from my lap? What's her name? Lisa Murkowski. She didn't even vote.
Yeah, well, that's because she voted present.
Why?
Because she was helping John Tester since he couldn't make it to the vote.
Why couldn't he make it to the vote?
Because his daughter was having a wedding and he didn't.
And with the vice president presiding over
Oh,
the Senate final vote on Judge Brett Kavanaugh, 50.
Well, he had voted.
Hang on.
Marked as present. Senator Steve Daines, Republican of Montana, away for this vote back in his home state for his daughter's wedding. We'll continue to watch.
Yeah, John Tester is in Montana for his daughter's wedding.
So how would he have voted?
He would have voted yes.
What happened to the whip? Don't we have whips for a reason?
Yeah, they tried to do that, and which I mean that's the whole thing is that they even pushed the vote off by a week because
why couldn't they push off for another damn year?
Because that's literally just not something you want to do. That's
what the Republicans did with Obama.
Yeah, that's because Obama was a lame duck. Donald Trump is in his first 2 years as president.
Oh, hell. I don't want to hear that mess. The president has a constitutional right to fill that seat.
And the Congress has the constitutional right to block him. And the Democrats don't have the numbers to block Donald Trump's nomination.
Then we're going to get the numbers. We're going to get the numbers. We're going to get them.
All right, let's go ahead and start looking at some actual numbers from all this.
Now you talk about Heidi Heitkamp up in North Dakota. She needs some Jesus up there.
All right, so New Jersey apparently was actually a toss-up. It was actually close to being a toss-up in the Senate race.
Bob Mendez, right?
Yeah. And North Dakota is leaning GOP right now in Real Clear Politics average.
Yeah. I think I have faith.
The past two polls that have come out have had the Kramer, the Republican candidate, leading by double digits over Heitkamp. And I definitely think that her vote against Brett Kavanaugh will actually hurt her in the midterms. West Virginia, that could be the same thing. Like a lot of people could come out to vote against.
Let me tell you now. North Dakota is not as Republican as you think it is.
I don't know. I think like either way, I feel like this would have hurt both candidates in North Dakota and West Virginia. Because that went about as I expected it to. Yeah, I know, right, Rowan?
The guy, I don't want to say. I've been busy, so I've been keeping up with this.
So do you think? What were you going to say?
No, okay. Now the doctor, right?
Dr. Ford.
Yeah, didn't she say he exposed himself to her or?
That's what I don't get. Is that actually no? I think that was another girl that said that he exposed himself.
Yeah. Okay. So what did the doctor say he did? Rape her? I don't remember.
See, that's what I don't get. Is that it's popping in between. She said the story that she officially says is that he never actually raped her. There was no rape, but there was an assault. He basically like got on top of her, held her mouth shut, and was like groping her and messing with her and stuff like that. That is
So
what I have
sexual
heard.
assault. So that's sexual
So
assault.
yeah, but it's not rape. Which
No.
I mean, there's
No.
yeah. So, but that's what I don't get is that a lot of people are accusing him of being a serial rapist.
Oh, it's the damn feminists. What the hell you
No, not
expect?
not the feminists. It's the Democrats. Okay, this is
What Democrats?
my Feinstein of California.
Liberal. Next. Who else?
So what I don't get, and what really gets me, is this whole just complete bullshit that the Democrats have been spouting over the past week. Is that okay? This is my opinion, and I mean, I'm kind of glad I'm actually talking to you about this because I've been kind of having really boring live streams as of late. If you haven't been seeing them, but yeah, like, but basically, the story is that Brett Kavanaugh, when he was in high school, knew Christine Blasey Ford. Or they didn't really know each other, but they saw each other at a party. She says that he was drunk, and the story kind of changes in between that he raped her and he just assaulted her.
Okay, so what did she say? He got on top of her.
He got on top of her and then groped her and messed with her body and stuff like that.
Okay, so he sexually assaulted her.
Sexually assaulted, yes, but not rape. And that's what a lot of people are saying is that he is a rapist.
Did the word rape come out of her mouth at any time during this?
I believe so. I would have to look.
Cause I've been busy in the last couple of
so this is actually your meme, Brett Kavanaugh. There was actually this thing that I saw on Know Your Meme, which actually, it is a seriously, like, solid piece on how Brett Kavanaugh could actually be mistaken with another guy that she actually knew, that was actually went to high school with them and stuff like that. So, oh my god, okay, so let me actually read all this. So, basically, like, Senator Feinstein of California, after Brett Kavanaugh was announced as the Supreme Court nominee, this allegation against him actually was given to her about a week or so after Brett Kavanaugh was announced. And that information was given to Senator Feinstein of California, which Christine Blasey Ford is actually from California. Now, the thing is that she held on to that information for 6 weeks. During the entire confirmation process that Brett Kavanaugh went through, she never brought it up. She never said anything. None of those allegations came out until about a week and a half before the confirmation vote was actually supposed to go past the committee. That is whenever someone leaked it. She didn't release it. It was leaked by a leaker.
So do you think that this is all staged?
I don't think it's staged, but I think it's being used. Something happened to Dr. Ford, but for one thing, she may be mistaken with someone else, because there's this guy that both Kavanaugh and Blasey Ford knew, and if you look at a picture of both of them, they look strikingly similar in high school. And even now, there's a picture of both of them. They look exactly the same. They may not be related. If they are, then no surprise there. But both of them look strikingly similar. And a lot of people say, okay, well, stuff this, like, you need to, like, victims know who assaulted them. Yes, they do. But oh my god, these guys look like exactly the same. And there was this whole thing that I need to, like, get all the things that I looked at earlier, because there was an entire link for it that I have. But yeah, it's just it. I think it's being used by the Democrats because
Oh Lord.
they really are trying to use this to their advantage. And for one, they wanted to hold off the nomination, maybe even after the midterms. Then they would they would have a reason. They would have a reason to like say, okay, well, the American people just voted this in, and then we're going to do this. But now that he's actually confirmed, they are actually going to launch an investigation on him if he is if the Democrats gain the majority.
Look, they should have launched. See, this one. First, let's just say that the Democrats want to pull the same tactic that Republicans did back in 2015 when Scalia died. But the Democrats don't have the doggone numbers. The problem is they should have investigated this. Democrats and Republicans should have investigated him, nominated, confirmed him. What is the point? What's going on?
And Chuck Schumer, actually, I feel like this is actually going to hurt Chuck Schumer.
Was he up there crying again?
Yeah, he was basically like sitting there saying, like, he was basically trying to be a tough-armed person, saying, oh yeah, well, like, the Brett Kavanaugh is a disgrace to the court, a disgrace to this, a disgrace to that. He was the one that was pushing hardest to try and get Kavanaugh to drop out. And
good. We need to. He needs to be investigated.
He was investigated. That's the thing. The FBI, by the FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation. They launched an investigation on him a week ago.
They should have got.
And they concluded their investigation before the vote.
It takes. Oh no, a week? Are you kidding me?
That's exactly no.
A week.
The Democrats and the Republicans both agreed that there should be an investigation, and they, like, the FBI did everything they could to get the information. The FBI can conclude investigations in a week. It doesn't take them months and months and months and months to do an investigation.
I would expect it to take at least 2 weeks, but a week I mean, what did they do?
A week and a half. I think it was probably a little longer than a week, but like
so about a week. So about a week.
Jeff Flake and
isn't that Flake is where Arizona, right?
Flake is Arizona, yeah.
So what did that bastard say?
He's the one that basically said, like, I'm gonna allow this to go to a vote on the floor. But if anything changes, then I will vote against Kavanaugh. But
did he vote for Kavanaugh?
He did vote for Kavanaugh.
Isn't he?
He's not super running. Anti-Trump. That's the reason why. No, that's the reason why he's not running is because he's so unpopular in his own state.
No. I think he's not running because he's gonna be running in 2020.
No, he's not. He literally, like, he's one of the biggest anti-Trumpers. That's why the Democrats like him so much, is because he's extremely against Trump.
Paul Ryan is anti-Trump to an extent. He's not running for re-election. The Speaker of the House.
But just because they're not running for re-election doesn't mean that they're just because they're not running for re-election doesn't mean they're running for president.
Let's quickly talk about this, PG. Let's quickly talk about this. You have Paul Ryan, who's in his early 40s. How old is Paul Ryan?
I don't know.
How old? 48.
Jeff Flake running for president sounds hilarious, is what one of my followers just said.
Yeah, I wouldn't vote for the bastard. I don't like Flake because he was all Republican until Trump got up there and start, kind of making sense, kind of telling the American people what the the establishment was doing. And, Flake's part of that. But anyway, you have Paul Ryan, 48, considered, young in the political world in the U.S. The Speaker of the House, the most powerful person in Washington, third in the line of succession. You don't just retire all of a sudden. And then then he got up and said, Oh, well, I wanted to spend time with my family. They all say that, PG. All of them say that. He's running for president in 2020.
Wait. What the fuck?
Why is Ted Cruz on the chair?
Huh? I don't think that's Ted. It's not Ted Cruz.
That is Ted Cruz. I can tell by his voice and his nose.
The question is on the motion.
Oh.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. The ayes appear to have it. The ayes do have it. The motion is agreed to.
I understand that the Senate has received a message from the House to accompany S-3021.
The senator is correct.
I move that the chair lay before the Senate the message to accompany S-3021.
The question is on the motion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. The ayes appear to have it. The ayes do have it. The motion is agreed to. The clerk will report the message.
Resolved that the bill from the Senate S-3021 entitled An Act to Designate the United States Courthouse located at 300 South 4th Street in Minneapolis, Minnesota as the Diana E. Murphy United States Courthouse do pass with amendments.
I move to concur in the House amendments.
The motion is pending.
I send a cloture motion to the desk on the motion to concur.
The clerk will report.
Cloture motion. We, the undersigned senators, in accordance with the provisions of Rule 22 of the Standing Rules of the Senate, do hereby move to bring to a close debate on the motion to concur in the House amendments to S-3021, an act to designate the United States Courthouse located at 300 South 4th Street.
It's just a discussion to motion to rename the courthouse. So it's nothing about Brett Kavanaugh.
Yeah. It is a sad day. The Democrats need to go and re-strategize. Republicans need to.
I honestly have no idea who this is going to benefit in November.
No, nobody. It's not going to benefit anybody.
There actually is a higher enthusiasm among Republicans, actually, actually the enthusiasm gap was actually separated by about 15 points last month, and now it's actually being separated by about 2 points between the Republicans and the Democrats. So the Republicans are actually starting to be more energized.
The Republicans are getting on my damn nerves. They're just getting on my nerves.
Even Susan Collins of Maine actually voted in favor of Brett Kavanaugh, which actually surprised me.
Is she a Republican, right?
Yeah, she's one of the most liberal Republicans. She was literally along the lines of how liberal John McCain was.
McCain was a moderate.
Oh, he was super left-leaning moderate then.
He was more of a moderate Republican. But let me just say this. I think the Republicans, the best thing the Republicans can do right now is not put Trump up in 2020.
Why?
Because he's dividing the Republican Party.
No, he's not dividing it because it is his party.
Huh?
It is his party now.
He's dividing the Republican Party.
He divided it whenever he was going for the Republican nomination. As soon as he captured the nomination, it was his party.
Okay, the fact of the matter is this. You keep saying it. I don't give a damn who party it is. It's divided. You got on one side.
The divided party would have to be.
No. Just let me finish. I don't know what you're finna say. You got on one side, you got the Trump Kool-Aid people drink up all the Trump Kool-Aid and on the Trump train.
What are you talking about Kool-Aid for, boy?
On the other side, you have the people like Jeff Flake who don't agree with the president on a lot of the crap he said, and then in the middle you got the people, you know, that don't agree with everything but agree with some of the stuff he said. Now you're gonna get up and say, oh, well, the Democrats are divided. Oh, well, the Democrats. Da, 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 da. I mean, these progressives like Alexandria Cortez from New York and the rest of them people. I mean, come on. The Democrats need the party elite need to rise up and say, look, y'all not finna take over this party. You go make your own damn party and call it the Communist Socialist Stalin Party or whatever.
What?
No, because I know, oh, the party that's more divided is the Democrats, and then you're gonna say, well, you got all these socialists, and then blah 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 blah.
I'm honestly, that's exactly why I think the Democrats are so divided. Wow, I have 12 people watching right now. It's like literally jumped. Yeah, I mean, it's like, I'm gonna go ahead and like mute this because they're not talking about anything anymore. But no, like, I mean, that's just, I don't know. I'm kind of mixed on like on my feelings going into the election.
Just vote for my man. What's his name?
You don't even know his name. Really?
I have endorsed so many
Shut
people.
up. Shut up. Yeah, like your endorsements are gonna do anything. You're talking about Beto O'Rourke.
Go ahead and vote for my man, Beto O'Rourke. And yeah, because right now, matter of fact, let me go check on that race.
The last poll that came out was 9 points in Cruz's favor.
Yeah, I don't believe that. I don't believe, because every time you get a bit time, he'll send me a doggone message and say, who's the governor of Florida? Rick Scott's 16 points ahead. I'm like, what? That's impossible. Blackburn. Donnelly.
What about Blackburn?
How did Donnelly vote?
Donnelly voted he voted against, because I remember that because
yeah, he ain't gonna win.
I remember that because the only Democrat that actually voted in favor of Kavanaugh is
was
Manchin of West Virginia. Almost heaven.
Wait.
West Virginia.
Wait, there's more. Real Clear Politics not updating their polls, because the last poll is from last month.
Well, depends on what race you're looking at, honestly.
Cruz or O'Rourke. O'Rourke. The fuck kind of name is that? Who is this guy?
Who? O'Rourke?
No, Chris Cruz is up here flapping his gum.
Let me go ahead and get like a list of the yays and nays.
Just go to Senate.com or .gov.
We're getting tweets from a lot of people, including Senator Hatch, Dick Durbin.
Screw them. I hate Dick Durbin. Isn't Dick Durbin from Illinois?
Kavanaugh. Oh, that's cloture.
What the hell is cloture? I forgot.
Cloture of the debate, so they can finally go for a vote.
Why don't they just so many stupid ass fucking terms? You expect me to know all that? I can't even remember who the hell's running in Texas, for God's sake.
Hang on. I'm trying to... Oh, there it is. Senate.gov.
Yeah, I told you. Just go to Senate.gov.
Oh, I thought you said .com.
No. I did say .com, but I corrected
it. Yeah, you said .com. I was like... And that's what I looked up. I was like, wait, no. Let me look up votes.
Is there any news from Cortez from New York?
At Politics Gaming, would I ever do response videos? It depends on what I'm responding to.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Yeah, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez likes
Hold on, she got up. Okay, I'm reading something on the Daily Caller. I don't know if you heard of it. She describes herself as a quote therapist for her district because of re-traumatizing Trump politics. Oh hell! I mean, come on.
Susan Collins says, I do not believe that Brett Kavanaugh was Ford's assailant.
Excuse me. Oh hell!
Reaction
She
to
won't
vote to
win.
confirm.
Is she running for re-election?
No one knows yet.
Is
She
she
doesn't she's not on the ballot until 2020.
Oh, okay. I was about to say. So she has what, 2 years or so to think about it? Yeah.
So she has
So
like 2 years.
So I have a question about Cortez, right? Okay. Oh, let me read this.
Someone says the Daily Caller is shit. Don't read it.
Yeah, I've quickly turned it off. I'm on the New York Times now. So what's this now? Isn't Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez a democratic socialist? Isn't she part of the Socialist Party of America? PG.
Well, she Mayor outrage get us out working. That was a tweet by Cory Booker.
I hate Cory Booker.
Here's a
So what is
statement
Cortez?
by Senator Sanders. I am disappointed but not surprised by this vote. Unless I'm very mistaken, Kavanaugh would become part of a hard right majority. I'm also deeply concerned that credible allegations of sexual assault were not fully investigated and the precedent that it sets for the future. There's a statement by Senator Donnelly after the nomination. I'm actually going to go ahead and play it right now.
The nomination process for a lifetime appointment to the Supreme Court is often a challenging one. That was true last year when President Trump nominated Justice Neil Gorsuch, who I voted for. That was also true this year with Judge Kavanaugh when there was so much partisanship and anger in the process. I believe the process was unfair to everyone and unnecessarily divided the country. Now that the Senate has confirmed Judge Kavanaugh, I am very hopeful for his success and for him to join the other justices to make decisions based on the Constitution, our laws, and their collective wisdom. Our country needs that today more than ever.
Joe Donnelly made at least a respectable statement instead of sitting here saying, "Oh yeah, well this is a just scare tactics." Like I wasn't watching it, but I actually overheard it from the other room yesterday that there was a CNN reporter that was basically saying like Roe v. Wade is going to be overturned, like because by the time whenever they finally realized.
Why do you watch?
No, I wasn't watching it. I overheard it. Okay, so I'm actually going to go ahead and get into the little thing I was actually talking about earlier, and I'm going to go ahead and show this to my live stream.
Show what?
It's a series of tweets by a guy who basically analyzed the entire situation. So this is what the first one says. This guy's name is Ed Whalen. So
Ed Whalen.
Yeah, Ed Whalen. He says, "Okay, I'll begin." I don't know. He made these tweets on September 20th, 2018. Hey, that's my birthday. Okay, he said, "Okay, I'll begin by laying out some information concerning Christine Blasey Ford allegations against Judge Kavanaugh. Dr. Ford may well have been the victim of a severe sexual assault by someone 36 years ago. Her allegations are so vague as to such basic matters as when and where it is impossible to Judge Kavanaugh to prove his innocence. But there are compelling reasons to believe his categorical denial. Let's look at one set of reasons. According to Dr. Ford's letter, the assault occurred in a suburban Maryland area home at a gathering that included me and 4 others. Her Washington Post account adds that the house was not far from Columbia Country Club. And then it shows a map of where Columbia Country Club is, and then where Kavanaugh was, and then classmate, blah, blah, blah. And the four others, quote unquote, that she and her lawyer had identified are Kavanaugh, Mark Judge, P.J. Smith, and female classmate of Ford's. None of the 4 others in the vicinity of the country club. Then we go on to the second one. There are 8 of these things, I'm on the second one now. Go to the second. Then we have a picture right here. Here's the house's floor plan, main floor and upstairs. The floor plan corresponds closely to Ford's description of the house where the gathering took place. Here, the short stairwell, part of the U-shaped staircase with a landing running up from the foyer to the living room. Right at the top of the stairs is a floor leading to a bedroom. This matches Ford's account of the location of the bedroom she was pushed into. By her account, when she escaped from the bedroom, she ran across the hallway bathroom, ran across to a hallway bathroom. The floor plan shows the hallway bathroom is across the hall from the bedroom. Then I'm going to go ahead and zoom in right here so my followers can actually see it. Then we're going to go on to the next one. She says the gathering took place in a small family room. See the family room in the upper left of the floor plan. Someone leaving the house downstairs and out the front door wouldn't be seen from the family room. Who lived in this house? Chris Garrett, a Georgetown Prep classmate, friend, and football teammate of Brett Kavanaugh's. Garrett was good friends, and I'm actually going to go ahead and zoom in again. Garrett was good friends with Mark Judge. Their friendship appears to have continued long after the graduation as of 2012. And folks who knew both Kavanaugh and Garrett in high school have commented on how much they resembled each other in appearance. Here are Kavanaugh and Garrett in the senior yearbook photos. And then here is the pictures that you can actually see right here. And I'm going to leave that on for a second. And then I'm going to go on to the next one. And then right there we have Kavanaugh and Garrett right now. If you were at a gathering of 4 others in someone's home, you'd ordinarily think that the 4 others include the host who lives in the home, and the host would be the person least likely to act like a guest and most likely to use private areas of the house. If the gathering was at Garrett's house and Garrett was there, then one of the 4 others wasn't there. Kavanaugh categorically denies being at the gathering and committing the assault. Beyond his countless character witnesses from then and now, Judge and Smith have informed the Senate Judiciary Committee that they recall no such gathering at which Brett Kavanaugh, was present at. The female classmate has not been heard from. To be clear, I have no idea if anything did or did not happen in that bedroom at the top of the stairs, and I therefore do not state, imply, or insinuate that Garrett or anyone else committed the assault that Ford alleges. Further, if Ford is now mistakenly remembering Garrett to be Kavanaugh, I offer no view whether that mistaken resemblance dates from the gathering or developed at some point in the intervening years. It is regrettable that private citizens are being drawn into this, but that is the product of Senator Feinstein's shockingly shoddy handling of the whole matter. If the matter had been handled as it should have been, the committee would have investigated the matter over the summer and resolved it privately to everyone's satisfaction without the smearing of Kavanaugh and the dragging of the names of others into public eye. Bottom line, I believe that a fair assessment of this evidence powerfully supports Judge Kavanaugh's categorical denial of the incident. Honestly, that is one of the most powerful arguments against Kavanaugh's accusations, or Dr. Ford's accusations. And I mean, you can see how similar these guys look. You can see that right there.
Which one is Kavanaugh?
The one on the left is Kavanaugh. This one is Kavanaugh that I'm pointing out on the live stream. Is probably going to delay for a couple of seconds for you. This one is Kavanaugh, and this one is Garrett. Is Chris Garrett. That is Chris Garrett, who owned that, or supposedly owned the house.
And when did this happen?
This
Like,
happened. Let me get let me look. Supposedly it happened in 1983. Let me get an exact year. Okay, it says in. Okay, so this is from the Washington Post. In the early 1980s, when she was 15 and Kavanaugh was 17, she said Kavanaugh and a friend, both stumbling drunk, forced her into a bedroom during the gathering of 6 teenagers at a private home. While his friend watched, she told the Washington Post that Kavanaugh pinned her down to a bed on her back and groped her over her clothes, grinding his body against hers and clumsily attempting to pull off her one-piece bathing suit and the clothing she wore over it. When she tried to scream, she said he put his hand over her mouth. She eventually escaped from the room when the friend, identified as Mark Judge, jumped on them and then tumbled on the floor. She said she did not tell anyone about the attack at the time. Her lawyers released a copy of a polygraph exam she took on August 7th that indicated that she was not being deceptive. There are no other people who can corroborate her story, and they have talked to these people, and the FBI did talk to those people that were said to be at the party. For one, Kavanaugh was not at the party. He was not at the party that this allegedly happened at. And
okay.
two,
so
that there are several people who refused to even come out to talk to the FBI. That is one reason why they concluded the investigation so quickly, is because they were going to interview 8 people, and only one of those people would have came out and talked to the FBI. And that person says that what Christine Blasey Ford said was wrong. However, one person, which was not investigated by the FBI, but he came out and said it, says that Brett Kavanaugh lied under oath about his drinking problems. However, there is absolutely no proof that what happened to Christine Blasey Ford was Brett Kavanaugh.
So now she knew. Now if I'm correct, she knew Brett Kavanaugh, right?
Wait, what?
Right? Like, didn't Dr. Ford knew who
Supposedly
Brett
they
was?
did know each other in high school.
Okay, and looking at this picture, the one on the left is Brett, right?
The one on the left is Kavanaugh. The one on the right, I'm going to go ahead and actually zoom in. Shit.
I mean, hold on, because I mean it. I don't know how to explain this. Scroll it over so I can see.
It's a hard. They don't
look alike.
You can see the difference between them if you really look, but if you look at it by a glance, if you were to show someone a picture of the person on the right, they would probably say that's Kavanaugh.
But see, the thing is if you're telling me, because I can tell the dude on the left looks like Kavanaugh, but the dude on the right, I mean, if you look at their chins, if you look at their eyes,
The eyebrows.
the eyebrows, the hair, the head. I mean, there is noticeable similarities, but because I guarantee you, she was probably drinking too. I guarantee you. So when you're, drunk, because I don't know if she's drinking or not. Was she drinking? Did she say she was drinking?
I don't no, I don't think she said that she was drinking. It was just that
Okay.
Kavanaugh and
What?
his friend, I don't know.
So this was a party, right?
This was at a party in 1982.
Okay. I, she was drinking. I guarantee you she was drinking. And
And then there are three other accusations. One of them is by Russell Ford. He said her husband, and since 2002, he said in the affidavit that he learned around the time of their wedding that she had been a victim of sexual assault in 2012 during the couple's therapy. She revealed that she had been trapped in a room and physically restrained by one boy who was molesting her, while the other boy watched. I remember her saying that the attacker's name was Brett Kavanaugh. Ford provided a post with therapist notes from the couple's therapy in which she reported she was attacked by students from an elitist boys' school who went on and became highly respected and highly ranking members of society in Washington. And then there's another one, Deborah Ramirez. She told the New Yorker that 35 years ago at Yale University, Kavanaugh had exposed himself at a drunken dormitory party, thrust his penis in her face, and caused her to touch it without her consent as she pushed him away. She said she had drunk a fair amount of alcohol, but remembered the male student shouting, "Brett Kavanaugh just put his penis in Debbie's face." She said that she had remained silent about the incident for many years because she blamed herself for drinking too much.
Do you believe that?
I don't know.
I mean, come on.
And then corroborators. Well, actually, the corroborators on that first one for Russell Ford. Hang on, let me look.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, there are three. Russell Ford. Oh wait, no, these are witnesses. So there's no corroborators for Christine Blasey Ford. But there are witnesses who supposedly were told by. They didn't see anything, but they were told by Blasey Ford that something happened, but they never saw anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then Deborah Ramirez, corroborators are none publicly identified. The New Yorker and the New York Times could not confirm with any eyewitnesses that Kavanaugh was present at the party. An unidentified classmate said he is 100% sure he was told at the time that Kavanaugh was a student who exposed himself to Ramirez. The story stayed with him, he said, because it was disturbing and seemed outside the bounds of typically acceptable behavior, even during heavy drinking at parties on campus. And then there's a third girl. Her allegation is that in a sworn declaration, she said that in between 1981 and 1983, she observed Kavanaugh drinking excessively at house parties, engaging in abusive and physically aggressive behavior toward girls. She claimed that Kavanaugh and others would get girls inebriated so they could be gang raped in side rooms at house parties by a train of numerous boys. I have a firm recollection of seeing boys lined up outside rooms at many of these parties waiting for their turn with a girl inside the room. These boys included Mark Judge and Brett Kavanaugh. She added that in 1982 she was a victim of a gang rape at which Kavanaugh was present. But she did not say he participated in it and provided no details about where the alleged rape took place.
Look,
I'm not saying that it. I'm not saying that.
I'm about to call C-SPAN and I'm gonna prank them.
Jesus Christ.
So call two. Okay, so which line should I call? The Democrats, Republicans, or Independent?
Independent, since you seem like an independent. But I don't, honestly, and I'm gonna get to some of the questions because some people are asking questions in the chat. I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get you to your question, guys, in a second. But honestly, I think something happened to Dr. Ford by someone, but I do not think it was Brett Kavanaugh. I think she is terribly mistaken.
I think she was just too damn drunk and she don't remember who groped her ass. Next question. Let's get to the questions. Okay? Let's get to the question.
I should totally call one of those numbers.
I mean, screw C-SPAN. All they do is get up here and tell us, we're gonna take your calls now. You know. And then when you call them, and then when you try and make a point, they want to cut you off. Yes, Mitt Romney is going to be in the Senate. He's
yeah. I need to get to those questions. Okay, so let's start from the top.
Have you heard? Where is JJ?
I don't know where JJ is. Stop talking about JJ. Okay, so what do I think of Jordan Peterson? I actually have no idea who Jordan Peterson is.
Who the fuck is that?
Hang on, let me look it up. Jordan Peterson.
Sounds like a communist.
You are a communist.
No, I am a moderate. I'm a blue dog Democrat.
Jordan Peterson.
Oh,
is a Canadian clinical psychologist and professor of psychology at the University of Toronto. I don't know who this guy. Oh wait. In 2016, Peterson released a series of YouTube videos criticizing political correctness and the Canadian government's Bill C-16, which added gender identity as a prohibited ground of discrimination due to free speech implications. He subsequently received significant media attention, attracting both support and criticism.
You know what?
So Mitt Romney is going to be in the Senate next year. What do you think? I think Kavanaugh being in the Senate would be
Mitt Romney.
I think that's going to be hilarious because I mean just seeing him like on the Senate Judiciary Committee and stuff like that, I think that would be hilariously.
Whoa. Who said he gonna be on the Judiciary?
I don't know. That's what Orrin Hatch is on. I don't know how the committee works.
Nobody give a damn about that old fart. I'm tired of these old farts. You know what? Spam 270 one more time. You don't get timed out.
Who is my favorite congressman? Mine personally is probably Steve King. I don't know who. I don't know what I can probably do.
Lindsey Fagan.
No, she's not even a representative. She's just running against a representative.
Phil Burgess. That is a senator, Jack, not a congressman.
Who?
He said Ted Cruz.
Ted Cruz. Yeah, that's a senator, you idiot.
I hate Ted Cruz. I don't understand how you people like him down there.
Hang on, there's something going on C-SPAN.
Out of the house.
It's Brett Kavanaugh. He's leaving his home.
See if we can get a glimpse
of the
Supreme Court justice.
Oh yeah, that is Brett Kavanaugh. This actually might be interesting to watch because you're gonna see this guy like drive right alongside protesters and stuff like that.
Why is there at his house? They're at his house, for God's sake.
Yeah, they've been waiting for him to be accepted so they could take him to the Supreme Court.
No, the freaking camera, the media. Why are they at his house? What if his address gets leaked? But PG, what are your thoughts on Ted Cruz?
I think he's a in the Senate race, I feel like he would be a better choice over Beto O'Rourke, and that's not because I'm trying to say, okay, well, Republicans need to keep the Senate, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm not trying to be biased when I say that. I'm basically kind of saying it as in, I feel like he is the better choice because of just how he presents himself, how he acts and stuff like that. I think Beto O'Rourke really slaughtered both of his debate performances. Both of them were just awful.
Wait, how many debates were there?
There's going to be 3. 2 of them have already happened. The last one is going to happen on October 16th before early voting starts.
Okay, so what he needs to do is he needs to get out here and he needs to completely crush.
Here's a statement by Marco Rubio of Florida. SCOTUS vote was about a specific nominee facing specifically and ultimately uncorroborated allegations, some now gloating about how it's going to help win elections. Hang on. Hang on.
Always bends towards justice. That didn't happen on accident, though. We gotta pull it, and we gotta pry it, and we gotta vote, and we gotta get out here and make it do so. That's what we have to do. So don't forget, we have a next step. That next step is coming up in November. That's what the next step is. We have a next step. And today, what our responsibility is to stay here and bear witness and hold vigil as these people are taking action. I invite you to stay with us, to make sure that we are holding watch for all the dirty deeds that they're doing in the basement somewhere in the Supreme Court, because that's where they're taking our democracy tonight. So I invite you to stay, to hold witness, to bear witness for these folks, and to never stop fighting. Are you with me?
That's another thing that I think is horribly terrifying on account of just stuff that happens. I think it's dangerous for what's going on because women come out and they accuse people of raping them, sexually assaulting them, stuff like that. I think it's dangerous to do that because all of these people are automatically assuming that Brett Kavanaugh is guilty. And I even saw it on MSNBC and CNN where there were people who literally say, if you do not believe every single word that comes out of a victim's mouth, then you are shitty. You don't deserve to be alive. This, that. Like, they basically make you out to be the shittiest person because you don't believe certain aspects or at all the person who's talking.
So what about have you heard about Stormy?
Stormy's irrelevant. Like, I literally thought that was actually going to get Trump impeached, and it's not.
Who thought that?
Like, they were literally, like, about to get Trump impeached because of that whole Stormy Daniels business.
Who?
The Democrats.
Oh, hell. Look, she got, I don't know if you've seen Jimmy Kimmel. She's on Jimmy Kimmel. I mean, oh my God. I mean, what are you doing?
This is an example of why democracy doesn't work. Look up Hoppe. The hell is Hoppe?
Hoppe.
Hans Hermann Hoppe is a German-born American-Austrian school economist and paleo-libertarian anarcho-capitalist philosopher. Okay, yeah, I'm not even... If he's an anarcho-capitalist, he's literally stupid.
No, wait. Okay.
Hoppe identifies as culturally conservative libertarian. Some of his remarks and ideas have provoked controversy among his libertarian peers and his colleagues at UNLV. His belief rights of property owners to establish private covenant communities from which homosexuals and political descendants may be physically removed have proven particularly divisive. Yeah, this guy's retarded.
Oh hell! Why he gotta be retarded?
Hmm?
Why can't he just be a normal American?
I, I think that's literally the...
What?
I think that's the stupidest thing to even listen to. Judge Kavanaugh will be administered both constitutional oath by Chief Justice Roberts and a judicial oath by a retired Justice Kennedy, for whom Kavanaugh has clerked for today, so he can get to work immediately.
No, he can stay his ass home immediately.
I literally was talking to my dad about that earlier, and he said that like they wouldn't swear him in until like a week from now.
Why don't they just swear him in after the midterms?
Because that makes no sense. The midterms are like a
I mean,
month from today.
well, Democrat all the way. The Democrats are going to win the House. Republicans will keep the control of the Senate. Boom.
I'm gonna go ahead and pull up
Boom.
270 to actually try and do a little
Oh
bit of
my
a...
God. That number.
I'm pulling up 270 now to try and basically kind of
Stop
analyze.
saying it. Stop saying it.
All right, 270. That's what I'm gonna call it.
No.
So this is just going to be an analysis.
270. I mean,
This is going to be an analysis of basically like how this could actually affect the
this
midterms.
message. But we have a very important sponsor alert.
Sponsor?
Yes. Capital One Venture Card.
Shut up! I'm not being sponsored by Capital One. I wish I was.
We are being sponsored by Capital One.
No, we're not.
Venture
Shut
Card.
up.
I am. So you can get.
I'm gonna mute you. Get out of here. Fucking trying to tell me to do that. Why are people on here obsessed with 270? Oh my god. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and unmute Backstar. And so okay, so I'm gonna go to the North Dakota race. That honestly is going to go pretty hard for the Republicans. That already puts them at a 50-44.
Just keep honestly, North Dakota. I mean, yeah, he's leading in the poll, but this is the first time he's,
No,
leading.
it's not because he's leading in the polls. It's because it's just Heidkamp is actually, she's outstayed her welcome.
What you don't understand is that North Dakota is really independent. North Dakota is really moderate. So I've actually seen a video on this, and I forgot who did the video. But they went around. It was after Trump had his little rally up there in North Dakota, and they went around asking some of the people that went to the rally, and it was like, "Oh, I don't know. I mean, I really like what Heidkamp's doing for the for the farmers. So I may vote for her, or I may vote for Kremlin." And there was a lot of undecided people. So I mean, North Dakota, to me, is a toss-up.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to find out. I'm trying to get no toss-ups here, so that's why I'm just doing a map. So
now Tennessee is not going Republican, so you can go ahead and put that. You can go ahead and change.
Well, that was automatically there. That's 270's prediction.
Fix that. I don't give. Who cares what 270 got to say? What about Florida? What's going on in Florida?
Florida, that's again just going to go lean GOP, honestly, because of just my
Nelson's in the lead.
Yeah, in the polls, but again, I'm not going off of polls. Like, I'm going off of just gut feeling.
What you think gonna happen?
I think that Rick Scott is going to pull it off, and he's going to win in Florida. Like, Florida is the most vulnerable Democrat race right now. Nevada and Arizona are the most vulnerable Republican races, more vulnerable than Texas is. Nevada, I think, is definitely going to go for the Democrats. Arizona, I think, could very, very narrowly stay Republican. And Missouri is kind of a toss-up for me. I think Claire McCaskill as well, just like Heidi Heidkamp, is going to outstay her welcome. And
Let
now
me
I
tell you
think
something.
Josh Hawley is going to win the race.
Josh Hawley.
Yeah, Josh Hawley. He's the Attorney General of Missouri.
Oh no, no. They love. McLaren's gonna win. McCaskill. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I mean, she was elected in 2012, and I honestly think she's outstaying her welcome. Just like Heitkamp is.
Ted Cruz is outstaying his welcome too.
Yeah, he may have, but at the same time, you should go deeper into political philosophy. Thank you so much for that €2, or no, that's £2. Damn, I can't get these. Yeah, that's £1. £2 donation from UKIP. Thank you so much for that. You are definitely going to be a sponsor for my channel.
How the hell is that going? Now, how you going to convert that to American money? What the hell we gonna do with that?
Well,
what are you gonna do with
it converts? It converts to American money. It's just higher than
So let me
2
go pound to US dollar.
It's $2.62.
You can buy more with the US dollar than a British pound. That's a shame. Oh, that's right. A thing called Brexit's happening.
Brexit. Not even. So this is actually going to be the good case scenario for the Republicans. Is going to be 53 to 47 with a 2-seat gain for the Republicans.
Okay, so what's the worst case?
The worst case scenario would be Arizona flipping toward the Democrats.
Okay.
Missouri staying Democratic. North Dakota, in any case, would still go for the Republican. Florida would have to stay for
the Democrats.
For the Democrats. Tennessee would have to flip.
It's gonna flip.
And that's going to be like Democratic majority scenario.
51.
So that would be 51 to 49 for the Democrats.
And Trump is a lame duck. Trump gonna be a lame duck president.
Doomsday scenario would have to be
Republicans lose all the seats, all of their incumbents.
Yeah, just all of these states would have to go for the Republican. North Dakota would have to stay.
And it's going to happen.
Montana would have to stay.
That's going to happen.
And then Texas would have to flip. That's going to be a 53 to 47.
Is going. So including now you're forgetting Utah, Mississippi, Nebraska, Wyoming.
Yeah, but all those states are not going to flip. Utah is not going to flip.
Doomsday.
Yeah, this is the doomsday scenario that I'm looking at. Doomsday, let me go ahead and actually edit Mississippi then. That a special election would actually have to go very, very leaning toward the Republican.
And it could happen. That's what I'm trying to say. You don't believe me.
Nebraska would have to lean GOP. Wyoming would have to be a little bit less Republican, and then Utah would still be solid Republican. Politics Gaming, what music do I listen to? I listen to John Denver. I really like the 70s music, I really like a lot of the classic music. Hello Vietnam, San Francisco, Take Me Home Country Roads, stuff like that. That's
Good Morning Vietnam.
No, it's not that. It's like Goodbye, my sweetheart. Hello, Vietnam.
No.
That's how it goes.
Do you know what Good Morning Vietnam is?
Yeah, I know. I've seen that movie. It's really good.
It's a radio show.
Good Morning Vietnam.
So what they be talking about?
I have no idea. Mitch McConnell is speaking.
Yeah, Goosehead, Turkey. He remind me of a rooster.
We stood up for the presumption of innocence.
Isn't he married to what's her name?
To be intimidated
Elian Chow.
A mob of people that were coming after Republican members at their homes, in the halls. I couldn't be prouder of the Senate Republican Conference. We also want to thank Senator Manchin for helping us. And with that, I'll be happy to take a few questions. Yep.
Considering your floor speech, you talked about that this has been a dark period and you hope that after this vote you can turn the page to a brighter day. I'm just interested, based on what we've seen the last 3 weeks, where both parties have lobbed at one another just in the last 5
Well, you know,
how do you get to that point?
yeah, well, you've seen, sorry to interrupt you, but we've seen both sides of the Senate during the same period. During the same period, we were having this huge argument over the Supreme Court. We passed an opioid bill that had been done on a bipartisan basis, and a 5-year FAA extension. We just completed doing the best job on appropriations in 20 years. So we were both able to have a big, robust fight over something both sides felt deeply about and still work together on other issues at the very same time.
But do you think, I mean, senators are angry, right? On your side and on the Democratic side, they're frankly viscerally mad.
Yeah, these things always blow over. And I think even though there may have been some anger.
What we need is another speaker,
fight, as I just
not
said,
speaker,
at the very same time, no
Senate
very
Majority
much
Leader,
you
because
guys
that guy looks like
because
a
they won by big
dried up
margins.
mashed potato.
We were doing important things together that hadn't been done in a long time.
Mr. Leader?
Your boy.
Mr. Leader? Okay. Mr. Leader,
He can't even hear her.
2 questions for you.
But you,
How do you
What?
view what impact this is going to have on the
I called on the woman behind you.
This guy's an idiot. Well, no, she was actually interrupting him. Never mind, she was actually being
Given this
rude.
to you guys before, but
Well, who cares?
the executive calendar was always done on a simple majority basis until Bush 43 got elected. Always. Even though it was possible to filibuster, it simply wasn't done. So this
Oh,
notion of filibustering executive branch appointments is a relatively new thing, invented, ironically, by my counterpart, currently the Democratic leader of the Senate, who began to encourage the Democrats to use filibusters against circuit court appointments during Bush 43's first term. And then you saw this evolve through several different phases over the next 15 years, leading us right back to where we were before. And there were plenty of contentious nominations when the filibuster was still possible. The most conspicuous example of that, Clarence Thomas's confirmation.
I'm out,
Came
PG.
out of committee with a negative vote, went to the floor, was confirmed 52 to 48, and all of you know it only takes
what'd you say?
one senator, just one,
Oh,
to make
he
a
left.
52 vote.
Yeah, I was actually going to go ahead and head out too. For those who are watching right now, if you guys actually did like my coverage of the Brett Kavanaugh confirmation vote and the discussion of after the vote and the just general discussion of Dr. Ford's story, I just some afterthoughts. I believe that any victim should come out whenever it happens. I don't think that they should wait 30 years. I know there's a lot of stuff that goes into the just process of how you want to come out, stuff like that. You have the right to take your time, but if you want justice for yourself and if you want justice for them, the rapist, you need to come out when it happens. It may have been different back in the 80s and it was different, but come out. You need to say something. If someone raped you or if someone assaulted you, then you need to come out. You need to bring justice to that person. Now, people are always going to criticize your decision, and you're always going to face criticism, and especially whenever it's coming, whenever there's a there's just like all of this stuff, like when you're in the public eye, it always happens. And whenever you come out, no, it's not going to be that different. But you need to come out. this is going to be the end of my coverage of the Brett Kavanaugh confirmation and the discussion of Dr. Ford's story. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Join my Discord, which I'm actually going to, UKIP, I swear to God, I'm going to debate you on your saying capitalism has arguably killed just as many. I will debate you on that. But, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and send out an invite. I'm going to put the invite to my channel, to my channel's Discord on here, so we're going to go ahead and have a discussion. So guys, if you guys like this video, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. I'm going to go ahead and leave it right here. You guys will see me later on with just more of these. We're going to be definitely doing more live streams in response to the midterms, before the midterms. And whenever I go early voting, I will probably document that experience, and I'm going to have a very, very fun time doing that. So guys, if you guys like this, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Guys, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching, and take care.